Yeah. Ooh, I like this.
Excited?
This looks good. Hi, and welcome to Sports Center with Jay and Dan. I'm Jay, that's Dan. This show is presented by our friends at Tim Hortons. Very exciting day because this is the first day of baseball's postseason.
And when we were down south, people always said, do you guys miss the seasons? You know what? I did, because there's a crispness to the air. That means baseball.
Baseball's in the air, Dan. Wild card time.
Oh, boy. Seriously. Yeah. It gives me goosebumps. It's the Twins and Yankees in the AL wild card game. Minnesota's lost 12 straight postseason games, 9 in a row to the Yankees. Worst play of the day, Gary Sanchez would agree. Fouls one back. Fouls it right. And gets right. Got Gary Sanchez right in the testicles. He was down. There's no way to shake it off. You try to stand up. You could be wearing the cup the size of a manhole cover, and it's not gonna.
I do wear that kind of cup on this show. I never know what you might try.
8-4 as the Yankees win their first playoff game since 2012. New York has won 10 straight playoff games against Minnesota. I think we said that about 15 times. So the ALDS matchup is set. It's the Yankees and Indians. It begins on Thursday. How great is this going to be? Cleveland's won 11 more games than New York and also won 5 of 7 meetings between the two clubs this postseason. Doesn't matter. It's a whole new season. It's the postseason.
To the Habs, Victor Mete graduated from a chair and clothes hangers to his own stall. He made Montreal's opening day roster, and while Mete faces a steep learning curve after making the jump to the pros, he can lean on the experience of Claude Julien, who's helped small offensive defensemen in the past, most recently Boston's Torrey Krug.
Well, Torrey, I can tell you right from the get-go, the biggest thing we were telling him is that, you know, you're fighting a battle that you're probably never going to win. You need to be smarter than the big guy. You need to be quicker than the big guy. And those are all things that he had going for him.
Kind of play with Chara over there, and I was like, oh, like, this guy's good, and he's going to be good someday. So I kind of was able to watch him. I think it was my first year in the OHL or second year in the OHL. I started kind of watching him, and I saw like similarities kind of because he wasn't the biggest guy, but he played big, and he was making an impact.
Look at the Montreal Canadiens blue line this season compared to just 2 years ago. The only constant, the Petri dish, Jeff Petrie. Habs brought in friend of Sports Center with Jay and Dan, Carl Alster, on a big money deal in the offseason.
Neckbeards, the most underrated of all the facial area hair. Ryan Lindley, big neckbeard guy. But his run as starter for the Red Blacks appears to be over, as non-neckbeard enthusiast and the team's actual starting quarterback, Trevor Harris, took first-team snaps at practice on Tuesday as he attempts to come back from a shoulder injury that kept him out for 3 games. Week 16 in the CFL kicks off with...
Friday night football tonight.
Dan, did you know that Saturday's Rough Riders Argos game is Jay and Dan Day at BMO Field?
I did. You told me about that just before we went on the air.
Yeah, we're going to be we're doing the coin flip. We're going to be at the tailgate. We're going to be playing quarterback for a few snaps. I'll be quarterback. You'll be the long snapper. The long snapper.
Yeah, this is true. It is. So, yeah.
Come on out. BMO.
Come on. It'll be fun.
It's going to be a good time. Meanwhile, the New England Patriots trying to bounce back from that loss to Carolina Sunday. They will take on the Bucs Thursday, a game you can see here on TSN. Bill Belichick, his usual self, during Tuesday's presser.
Look, we're done with the Carolina game. We're on to Tampa, so we're getting ready for Tampa, so that's what we're working on.
On a short week, especially with a road game, are you able to implement all the fixes and changes from the previous game that you'd like to?
We're game planning for Tampa.
It is one of the league's best offenses against an atrocious Patriots defense. It is the Pats and the Bucks from Raymond James Stadium, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, only on TSN and CTV. Duh. Coming up, the NBA has decided to change the All-Star Game format. Find out the new format next. You're watching Designated Survivors starring Kiefer Sutherland and Jeff Probst.
Pelicans flashing back April 2nd. Last time the Bulls were in New Orleans, sorry. Robin Lopez, him and this mascot stuff.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Is anyone sitting at home saying, "Oh man, I'm
Chuckle.
LOLing right now"?
Lols. Oh, that was aggressive, though.
Okay, so on Tuesday, guess what happens? Tells Pierre T. Pelican, stay on his side of the floor. Oh, this is good stuff.
Look at the guy. A lot of stretching going on there.
And then he drags the
Figure 4 leg lock.
I like the redesign of the Pelican. He's not as terrifying as the first Pelican.
Make him a bit more kid-friendly.
Yeah. Kids love those mascots.
That's one
So you
for
have a
the
good
demo
mascot.
tape.
If you have a good mascot, kids don't care about the game. They're just, and people that complain about the wave. Kids love the wave and Pelicans. Mascots.
Everybody loves the Lakers mascot. Dan, Toronto Blue Jays GM Ross Atkins had his you dropped a card. End of season media address Tuesday. He's happy with John Gibbons' performance as manager, says he'll be back next season. But Jose Bautista, on the other hand, time to sell the condo.
We sat down with Jose and let him know that we would not be picking up his option and that we didn't see a scenario that was likely for the reasons that I've mentioned, that there would be an opportunity we could guarantee for him here.
Nerd.
Yeah, I thought they'd extend 1 year, $1 million.
Yeah, or just not completely shut the door until Bautista had gone out and explored his options, which apparently may not be that many. And then maybe they bring him back for something a little bit less. I don't know. Or maybe it's better to just cut ties right now. Let him move on.
When you don't shut the door, people ask if you got raised in a barn.
Did you get... You kind of did. Atkins also said, by the way, that the Jays are open to a long-term deal with Josh Donaldson. Well, I should hope so.
Yeah. Marcus Mariota suffering from a hamstring injury. Titans, they've dipped into the free agency pool and signed.
How's Brandon Whedon doing here?
Yeah, Brandon Whedon, soon to be 34-year-old, spent the past 2 seasons backing up Brock Osweiler and Tom Savage with the Texans. So, hello, Whedon. Where's Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah, Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk said the Titans also kicked the tires on Matt Barkley, T.J. Yates, and Matt McGloin. I feel like Kaepernick is definitely better than those 3 guys.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And Kaepernick's working out like a fiend. He's in tip-top shape. You think Whedon's in tip-top shape?
I'll say this, Kaepernick, CFL, next year. Him and Johnny Football. It's going to be great stuff. The NBA trying to liven up its All-Star game by changing the format starting this season, Dan. No longer will the teams be divided by conference. Instead, they'll be picked by the 2 leading vote-getters from each conference. Fans will still vote for 5 starters for both the East and the West, but they, along with the other 12 selections, will be thrown into a draft similar to the format that the NHL experimented with in the past. We remember Phil Kessel being the last pick and not caring.
Why did the NHL stop that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not really sure. I guess
Because the players got all boozed up.
yeah, maybe that
they
was
were
why.
loose?
That was probably why.
Why? Because the players
Too
showed
much
character?
fun. Too much fun. But here's the thing, Dan. This will be interesting because last year the leading vote getters were LeBron and Steph Curry. So imagine if LeBron picked Kyrie Irving first, or if Steph picked someone other than Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson. I mean, this is kind of intriguing in a lot of ways.
And then they'll be analyzing every look given by each player to every other player.
Oh, yeah. And then
it's gonna
Phil
be good.
Kessel will still go last.
LeVar Ball, he's pulled LaMelo Ball out of his Chino Hills High School in favor of homeschooling the young basketball prospect for his last 2 years before college. The elder ball stated that he wanted his son to avoid distractions and also called the principal and new basketball coach at Chino Hills knuckleheads.
But Dan,
What are we, in the 50s?
Yes, we are. But as it turns out, LeVar Ball's home school will not just be attended by LaMelo.
Oh.
The institution will be opening its doors to all this fall.
Oh.
Is school getting in the way of your basketball dreams? Do you crave an academic setting that contains no academic setting at all? Then enroll today at LeVar Ball's home school, LeVar's outstanding university in a domestic setting. At Louds, you'll master the skills of having only one skill. We offer 0 courses in economics, math, and science. Instead, we have a full slate of gym classes like gym class, second gym class, and LeVar Ball yells at you to be more baller gym class. Louds also has a multitude of esteemed alumni who have gone on to greatness. Our prom is also super weird. LeVar's outstanding university in a domestic setting, a place for no distractions, besides LeVar Ball.
That would be a weird prom.
They sell that as a reality show for sure.
The elder Ball and his balls.
So remember, Tim Hortons, you've got the cards there for sale right now. $1 if you get a drink.
Yep.
And you get things
$1.90.
like Matthew Tkachuk.
Come on. Jamie, our director's got to get a shot of this one. Look who I got. Signed today. Signed today, Mr. Jack Eichel. How about that? Boom.
And I got a little Matthew Tkachuk in there.
It's
pretty nice.
Thanks
I got
for mowing Jack Eichel's lawn.
a Tyler Seguin.
These are
and
cool
Nick
cards. I gotta say,
Ehlers.
Upper Deck makes them. I got a Draisaitl, I got a Kopitar, Slovenia and Germany coming together.
Got a
We'll be
clear
back.
cut one here.
And now from Tuesday's NHL preview show, it's the serious faces of James Duthie. Serious. So serious. Well, pretty serious. Still quite serious. This has been the serious faces of James Duthie.
It's the Jannies, a combination of our names and a combination of good and not so good plays. This is the top plays from the Major League Baseball regular season. Chris Coughlin had a very short tenure as a Blue Jay, but he will always be remembered for this. That's terrifying. I've watched that a few times today. He could have broken his neck.
Yeah, it is terrifying. Dan, you mentioned Byron Buxton and how terrific he had been for the Minnesota Twins this season. Catches like this one. His season is over, but he will be remembered for stuff like that.
Nolan Arenado, he's won Gold Gloves in each of his first 4 seasons in the majors. Probably going to make it 5
Oh, awesome.
as he robs a tie block chop. We're talking block chop. We're talking block chop.
Pittsburgh, Jed Jerko. Hey, Jerk Store. Home run to center field. Now, Finn makes a pretty nice catch. And then without even thinking about it, chucks it into the river. Just chucks it into the river.
Be a great comment, though. Well, so you got a ball. Where'd you get? Threw it in the river.
Just chucked it. Didn't even think about it.
Whenever my daughters misbehave, I said, I will throw you in the river. There's no, you put a river in any context, and it's.
That seems like bad parenting, just not to judge. Threatening your children.
It's not a threat. It's like a fun threat.
Hey, who wants to go for a swim? Hanley Ramirez to the deepest part of Fenway. Austin Jackson takes the home run away. Oh, Dan will contend that this should be a home run.
Yeah, 1,000%. Jays made their first visit to Wrigley in 12 years in August. Kevin Pillar into the Ivy. What did he find?
Scabies. Oh, no, a ball.
You cannot get scabies from Ivy just to...
I understand. And to Sky Dome. That, by the way, what you just saw was Pillar's second best catch of the season. This one was the best. Off a Mookie Betts liner. Spectacular grab. Kevin Pillar. Full extension.
And it's time for the Coors Side seats. We welcome in TSN Hockey insider Bob McKenzie and TSN Hockey analyst Ray Ferraro. We've never had 4 seats here, guys.
Yeah.
This is a first.
What do you think, fellas?
I like what you've done with the place.
Yeah, yeah. You guys aren't
So
normally...
now someone told me you guys used to work here.
Yeah, we did at one time, and then we were deported, and then we were deported by that country, and now we're back in this country. It's pretty good for us. We're going to lighten things up a little bit. Bob, you're so great on social media throughout the summer. You enjoy your cottage so much. It's a cottage Dan will never be invited to, but we wanted to share some of your fine cultural picks with the viewers, your fine cultural selections. And one thing I noticed on this full screen, on the right there, there's a Margarita machine. And you're known, and I know your son has sent several Instagrams about it, you're known for your Margarita machine. It's a popular part of your cottage. How did you get into the Margarita machine? And do you have a machine that you would recommend to our viewers?
Well, the Margaritaville machine, it's very lime green, it's very good. And how I got it was, I was working in the playoffs a couple of years ago in studio every night, basically the whole playoffs. So after we'd done our early Sports Center hits, I was bored and I wanted to get out of the studio for a little bit before the game started. So I ran over to Best Buy and I wanted to spend some money. I didn't know what I was going to buy, but I was going to buy something just because I felt the need to buy something. And I saw this in a Margarita machine and I said, oh my God, look at that thing. It's beautiful.
It was like a beacon of light shining.
It's unbelievable, and it's an engineering marvel. But anyways, I took it home. And my lovely wife, Cindy, said, we don't need a Margarita machine. You're taking that back. I said, oh, no, I'm not. I'm taking a stand on this one. And now, I got to tell you, no one uses the Margarita machine more than Cindy.
Classic
And in fact,
Cindy.
I undersold it because there's a bigger model, more industrial strength, and I got to get that one.
Yeah, yeah. So if anyone has Bob on their Christmas list,
Yeah, you should
The
be
industrial
endorsing that.
model.
Well, you just did, so
I did.
I guess they got free advertising.
Yeah, absolutely.
do you have a Margarita machine, Ray?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm homeless.
Okay. That's
right.
true. You actually are. You actually are.
It's
You know
good
what's
to
amazing? Do you understand the marvel of engineering? So what happens is the ice shaves on the top, and it comes down into the bucket
Right.
where you've left the Margarita mix. So it comes, shaves the ice, and it drops down. And then when it's finished shaving, then it, from the bottom, blends. And then it stops blending, and you think it's ready, and it's not, and it starts up again. So it's...
Wow. I don't even love my kids that
Man.
much.
They have some fun at the McKenzie household.
Oh,
don't
man,
they?
it's gotta
Let's all
get
gather
wild.
around and watch
It
the
has-
Margarita get spun.
It has got to get
Tell me
wild.
how it works again, Dad. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
This is fun, guys. Will you come by again?
No.
Okay.
March.
I figured.
Good to have you not on FaceTime. We are less than 24 hours away from the puck drop on a brand new NHL season. Not to make this about us, but let me. Because while we worked in the U.S., we did basically 0 NHL highlights for 4 years. In fact, let's take a peek to see what Jay and I were doing on the eve of opening night last year.
And it would be cool if you changed your Twitter bio to just a quotation, hands like a seamstress.
Who would have calmer hands than the hands of a seamstress? Like I guess a
surgeon?
surgeon.
A plumber?
You can be clunky around those pipes.
Clunky around those pipes. The Dan O'Toole Story.
One v one. Guts. Glory round. Your challenger. It's twin center fielder Byron Buxton. He was injured, essentially injured on this play. He left after 4 innings because of back spasms, back tightness. Needs some Robaxacet. Up against the 9-time champ, John Gillies, reaches behind his back, gloves it out of there. Just one more win and he's going to the rafters. You don't put a human in the rafters.
Yes, you do. That's how it works on 1v1. And the winner will be revealed on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern edition of SportsCenter with Lindsay, don't talk to me, Dan, Hamilton. This is time for our popular You Blew It segment where we point out our errors. And I feel terrible about this, Dan. I was showing a little skin earlier in our interview with Bob McKenzie and Ray Ferraro. A little bit of a skin in between the pant leg and the sock. That is a major fashion faux pas. That is a glamour don't.
And that is the skin. You never want to see that.
No, nobody wants to see that. And what's weird is I have no hair there anymore. Synthetic socks have taken all the hair off my legs.
It's too much information, but I'm sorry.
No one uses the Margarita machine more than Cindy.